So today, let's talk about nuts, which you see these days on wine labels. So, if we start out with the basics, these are peanuts. Now peanuts grow underground. They're legumes. And I remember being a child, my grandfather used to grow them at Wauchope where I grew up. And we used to go out in the garden with pitchforks and we used to dig up peanuts every now and then, and we'd roast and eat our peanuts. Real nuts, however, grow on trees, which is why we talk about macadamia trees, almond trees, pecan trees. Nuts grow above ground. So, when you see a packet of peanuts and it says contains nuts, that's actually a lie. It's just not true. Peanuts grow below ground, nuts grow above ground. So when you see a bottle of wine that says contains nuts, that's a lie. It's not true. But you see it all the time. So what is the nut that's referred to on the label? So when we look at nature, there are sources of tannin. So tannin is found in grape skins, it's found in grape seeds, it's found in the oak barrels that we use, and it's also found in the bark of a chestnut tree. And that is one of the places that they can isolate tannins from nature, purify them, and then as winemakers, if we think the wine we're making hasn't got enough natural tannin, we can add some from one of these sources: skins, seeds, timber, bark of a chestnut tree. Now, the reason we put it on the label is that there is some suggestion that you could have an allergic reaction if you're allergic to nuts. And that's one of those things that I can't give you a good answer on because allergens are such a personal thing. One of my friends can eat fresh prawns, but if you have it 2 days in the fridge, he's allergic to it. One of my friends can eat peas, but not pea pods. So it's impossible for me to predict what will cause an allergic reaction and what can't. But what I can tell you is the addition of tannin in Australian winemaking is very, very, very common. And you encounter wines that contain nuts on their labels very, very often in Australia. And typically, if you've been drinking red wine for any amount of time, you have been ingesting some of these tannins. The thing about tannin, they're natural antioxidants. So we tend to use these natural tannins as opposed to using some form of synthetic preservative. So I'm actually a big fan of them. I love using them. Cheers.